What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol BBIG for Vinco Ventures. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. This, of course, will be more of an update since we've covered it semi-regularly now on the channel, and the main thing to discuss today was the sort of violation of some critical support in this general area of the chart, right around 10. So what we're looking for next, well, clearly, let's look at the 30-minute perspective, right? Clearly, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So we are in a little bit of a 30-minute downtrend here. We did technically make a lower low right around here. I would argue they're kind of more equal. So if we get a breakdown of this 960 area, right, you could argue that this support right in here could be dropped down a hair, right? So let's do that together and just say that 960 is going to kind of mark that breakdown point right around in here. You can see a triple bottom developing. If that breaks, the first thing you're watching out for and sort of the best and optimal scenario here in BBIG would be if we pull back into the support trend line or this 873. They're so close right now that I would just treat them as a zone, right? If we pull back into this and start printing hammer candles, indecision dojis, anything that would basically make you question, is this pullback coming to an end? This is the first place where you could potentially flip long over the highs and get back up into some of these overhead targets which you have mapped out. So that 963 would be overhead at that point, and then that 1050, and of course the highs up there at 1161. That's the best case scenario I can see here inside of BBIG. If we start breaking down under the support trend line, that's where things get a little bit nastier in my opinion. I wouldn't place a ton of emphasis on this one here at 783. We do know it was prior resistance, then support and support in here. But really, when things have gone parabolic and as interest dries up, right, you can clearly see a tapering in volume here. That leads to, the deep pullbacks that no one likes, right? So as this scenario unfolds, I would watch maybe for a quick bump here around 8, but really, if that pullback is aggressive and starts developing over the course of, the next couple of days, I would just watch for the next major zone down here as an area of support close to 650 and 6 the whole dollar. And again, I'm not saying it gets there all in one day, but as volume dries up and this starts breaking critical support underneath, there's very high likelihood that it could do something like this, okay? So that is the more of a warning side here on BBIG. It's all going to really depend on what happens at the reaction here at the support trend line. Do we hold on to it? Do the buyers remain strong? Do we step back in? Or do we avoid, right? Do we step aside and let it kind of fall apart and come back down into some sort of floor, which I would imagine comes from around here, that 650 to 6 zone, right? If we do see buyers step up at this area here, this is the last thing I'll say, then we'll wrap it up here, then what you would need to see happen is a large increase in volume, right? You would need to see volume be at least greater than the prior 2 days, if not 3 days, right? Otherwise, again, I really don't think it's enough momentum here to take it back into some of those highs up there. So those are my thoughts on BBIG, sort of echoing the sentiment that we've said in the last couple of videos here. Again, if this was going to be the big gap up and go day here, why didn't it run on that day in the first place? From there and from that update, you can clearly see it's just kind of gone sideways from there and now is materializing to the downside. So please be careful and be patient with BBIG if you do decide to trade it going into the future. So that's going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.